Hi guys, welcome to Now News. I'm Jared Walters with my good friend Mr. Richard Oliver. Richard, how are you doing today?
I am the Wicked Witch of the West, but because I am sat here melting.
Yeah?
I am literally, it is hotter than you can imagine for some reason right now. I am literally melting.
Well,
But apart from that, all right.
we are in the throes of the absolute summer month of September.
There's a certain temperature a Welsh person can take, and it's anything sort of like within the 20 and 25 region. Anything past 25, we see Welsh people start to really suffer
Yeah.
because we're just not used to it. Like,
No.
so, even though we can have like 4 seasons in one day, anything older than 25 is, we're talking is, you need a camel, and and
I like on a
it's hot.
cold bath.
Yeah, we're talking it's Sahara weather. So anything over 20, you're a Welsh person complain. You're going, you're hot, and when in winter, then you're like, you know, it's one of them things.
I had a bit of a weird day yesterday. We had a couple of people from the channel contact us talking about their dreams, and I actually put up a video as part of my story talking about this village area that I've gone to in my dreams. But this is another interesting thing because it kind of has a bit of an air of the Mandela Effect to it, right? Now, I basically rung you yesterday, Rich, and you told me about this dream that I had. Do you want to tell me a little bit about that, or should I? Yeah, if you want to tell me, start with telling me a bit more about that, and then we'll go from there.
Basically, I have a reoccurring dream I've had since I was a child, and it's the weirdest thing. There's a very high wall, and alongside it is a road, and then on the other side is a very high drop. There's an old stone wall there along the pavement, and as it comes down around the hill, there's a tower. And this tower is about, as you see it from the road and the hill, it looks about probably 2 stories to maybe like 1.5 stories, something sort of that height. And then it goes down, down. It's built on a corner. As the hill comes down, it comes down like this.
So it goes down in the
And
ground.
it kind of goes underground, but the one side of it is actually outside. The other side of it is in the ground. It's in the hill coming down. It's like built on a corner, but an in corner.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like just a tower, like an old, like you'd imagine, water tower or an old building, like electric building, but it's round. And I have this really strong memory. There was a kid and my friends, and we went in there, and it was lit up, and there was. It's going to be hard to explain, but it kind of had a ramp that sloped, and then a ramp that sloped, a ramp that sloped, a ramp that sloped in a kind of Helta Skelta. And it is really tight gap because you had to go through this bit to go into the next bit to go into the next bit. And I can remember climbing halfway down there and being just absolutely terrified that I was going to get stuck. And it was really claustrophobic. And I had this dream when I was a kid of this thing, and I was thinking, God, that's mad, isn't it? I did something like that when I was a kid. I asked my mum, and I thought it was in a local area. I used to live in Bargoed, and it doesn't exist. And I had the dream yesterday, no, not the day before yesterday, and I can remember I woke up in a state and this dream of this. And they said to me in the dream, they said, oh, it's called the Milk Tower. And I can remember the smell. I can remember the pattern in the stone where it was smooth. I have the lights that were in it, the stone, the area, the place, every specific detail of this object, this building. And just can't find where it exists or where it was I experienced this. And yeah, it's basically like a Helta Skelta, but like I said, it's not a smooth ramp all the way around. It kind of goes like in sections, like very large steps, and you have to sort of squeeze through the gaps to go down it. And I can remember asking my mother years ago about it. I said, "Where's Sam?" And she said, "I've never seen that." I said, "Yeah, I used to hang around here." Like, she went, "I've never heard of it, never seen it. That doesn't, it's not Margaret." And yeah, I know, I've been there. Like, I was hanging around there. And she was like, "No, it didn't, love. It's not, doesn't exist." And I looked for this place, and it didn't exist in the area I thought it did. We didn't live anywhere else. So it's bizarre, and it's such a strong, vivid memory. It's odd.
When
It's super odd.
so obviously that you've got the dream of the location, but you've also got the kind of fake or false memory, or
Oh yeah, I
like a
did
memory
this.
of being in that
Yeah,
location and doing those things,
yeah,
but
I
it
have.
doesn't match up. So it's kind of a weird. It's got like a trait of a Mandela effect, but it's also kind of mixed in with a dream. So you're also having reminders of it through dreams. Then
Yeah, I've dreamt about this place since I was a kid. I did this. I did it. I even remember the people I was with. And it was that's never no detail of this dream has ever changed,
no,
except the fact that it does not exist. I can't find it. And I can remember crawling down there when I was a kid, and I remember the fear and everything. And yeah, I don't know. It's odd. And the fact that I told you about it yesterday because you were uploading a video, which I didn't know
no,
about.
you didn't know about that video that I was uploading yesterday because I recorded the first 4 or 5 parts of my story in one day, and I did that week last Sunday. And we also had other people that had messaged us from the 2 or 3 people messaged us from the channel talking
Mm,
about dreams, and it's like, wow, I've had these same dreams. The locations you're describing to me, one of them was actually talked about in the video, which is part of what I termed the Castle of Fate, which is it was like a long corridor with like bedrooms on each side, and it ends in like a
mm,
balcony. And I think someone's actually commented on that video and said about something very similar. And I always remember there being like a female presence there. It's like I know who she is in the dream, and she's no threat or nothing. She's just
mm,
she may as well be a friend or just someone I know. But I don't know who she is when I come out of the dream. It's like it's as if but we don't interact either. She's just there. She's
mm.
just as if like it's as if like there's a waiting going on or something. It's weird. But the weird thing that happened to me, now I've always had this weird experience, and I have talked about it before. I don't know if I talked about it on the channel, but I remember my mother having a friend back in the 1980s before she met my stepdad. And I remember that friend owned a house in the local community. And because I remember I borrowed a He-Man videotape off her daughter. It was a bootleg tape of the first episode with She-Ra in it, right?
Yeah.
And so I remember her moving into this big house. She was converting into a business, so it was like a big house. And but she lived down the like the next village over. But I remember her for some reason being in Cardiff, which is like this big, the nearest big city to us, right? And I
Mm.
remember my mother taking me and my brother down there and spending time down there, going to bed, because I remember me and my brother were arguing over who has the top bunk of these bunk beds.
Yeah.
And he always wanted the top bunk, and for some reason there was a thing about I even when I'm talking about it now, I can remember being in the room. I can remember what it felt like. I would have been about 6, 7 years old, and I remember going to sleep, and I remember waking up, and I'm not entirely sure what happened, but I've always known this bit of it could have been a dream. It could have been on the astral. It could have been like I know this bit of it couldn't really have happened because, I was 7, so I had made my brother about 8, 9, yeah, about 9
Mm.
at the time. He's 3.5 years older than me. So if I was like between 6 and 7, he'd be between 9 and 10, right? So you're looking at about 1988, something like that. And yeah, so Jonathan would have been about 10 at that point because he was 20 when he passed in 99. And we for some reason went to this building, And like you said, it's like a Helta Skelta. It goes up into a tower. But instead of being sections, it was like a very narrow staircase. But everything you described was real enough identical. The lighting, where it was like there was almost like there was like a natural but candlelit type weird light there. I remember how smooth the stone was. You know, I remember the fact that like he was running on ahead and I was shouting to him, you know, hang on, you know, and going, and like it's always never sat right with me, this memory, because I can't see my brother and I sneaking out of the house at 10 years old and you know and doing something like that. But especially being in Cardiff. But I always thought that the memory of me going to Cardiff with my brother and my mother, meeting up with this friend and spending time with him actually happened. So when I spoke to you, I was literally with my mother at the time, and she said, "Oh, I actually spoke to that friend last week for the first time in like 30 years, you know, properly." Like, or she'd like recently got back in touch with this friend, and I'm like, wow, because like when I've talked about it before, it's never really been like I don't know. It's always been kind of like I've tried to bring it up and something else has happened, or you know, like it does, like right.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know, this person's never lived in Cardiff. She lived down the next town over to us, and yes, she had to move out, but she came and stayed with us. And she and her daughter lived with us for a few weeks, and you and your brother slept in your bedroom, and she had. And it's like, that's not what I remembered. So it was like, I don't know, but the place, when you told me about that place, it was like, wow, that is very, very close. Because I had a fear of Helta Skeltas until I was about 15, 16 years old. I used to hate the things. So I suppose the reason we're making this video, guys, if any of you had similar experiences where you've had powerful, reoccurring dreams or very strong memories but have like false memories surrounding them, because it's a very odd it's a similar kind of thing to the Mandela Effect, but like it's a different thing as well.
I remember the coldness of the stone. I remember the touch of it. I remember the smoothness of it, the wornness. I have every detail, every single detail. I remember going, like, looking at it from different angles and going, oh my God, that's high, like, that's tall. Climbing down there, like, I must have got, like, halfway down, you know, because we hung around there when we were kids. I have this memory from a kid, and it didn't, and I can't, never found the place. It's just odd.
What was very strange is when I described the dreamscape area that I mentioned in the last video about the village, is that when you describe the outside of it, I've seen something very, very similar in the village dreams. And I've seen people I know there, and like I know them in real life. Like I've seen people that I know. Sometimes they say hello to me. It's like I cut this bit out of the video, but there's one where I kind of walk over away from this, a ways over from where what you described, because you described it goes down a hill, and I asked, is there like shrubbery and stuff each side of this hill, and it feels like there's something on the bottom, whereas if you go down to the hill, I don't know whether I've always felt as if you meet I don't know whether you meet like, if it's like a lake or ocean or something, I've always seen it, but the way you sort of described it, where it was, like just the area, it was like, it was so familiar, but I remember there was like a.
Well, I thought it was I thought it was at the junction. This is where I thought it was when I was a kid. The junction between a place called Pengham and Bargoed, and there's a junction that goes to another village called Flower, and there's a road with a wall and a hill, and it meets a hill, and it is so odd that it's not there. I just can't fathom it, because I you know, it wasn't just one occasion. I did this. They went to this building. It wasn't just a one-off sort of random occasion. it's mad. It's
Yeah.
mad, but it is something. It is, it's something else. It's either a past life thing or it's an alternate life thing. So
Yeah, it's a very, very strange experience. Like, again, any of you guys have had this. Like I said, I've I've come across people that I've known there. I was saying, I remember one point of it in this sort of dreamscape. I did go into this field, and there was this woman teaching a lot of students, and I sat down next to this person, and the woman I saw, this is about 15 years ago, the woman I saw turned out to be the medium that sort of helped me develop, and the person I was sat opposite was my partner. So, like, I don't know, but like, when you describe the outside, that could just be two totally different things, right? The outside of it, I've never seen. I've only ever seen the memory, and like you said, it's like a spiral thingy in like the Helta Skelta. But it's just weird how yesterday we had several people talking about similar dream experiences that we've had, and there's weird like false memories surrounding them. That when we've both asked different people, it's been kind of completely the opposite. So I'm not saying I understand this phenomena. It's the fact that we both had it literally within the same time, and that's what I found quite strange, and that's kind of what I wanted to put across on this video. So I know it's a bit vague, but it's literally as we've just experienced it.
Yeah. It's balmy. It's balmy, but it happens. False dream memory, crazy. I can't. Like I said, I've looked for it as well. It's not something I've actually looked for it.
Yeah.
I have looked for it before a long time ago. Couldn't find it. I couldn't work it out why I couldn't find it. Because I was with other people.
Yeah. Have you ever spoke to the people you were with?
No, because crazy thing is, two of them, it was about four of us. Two of them were girls, and I can't remember for the life of me who they were, but the two boys I hung around with are both deceased.
Oh.
In really bizarre circumstances as well, so which is odd.
Yeah.
So
really
strange.
Really strange. Alright, well guys, thank you very much for watching this video. If you do have any similar things to this, let us know, put it in the comment section below, because we'd like to know more, and maybe this is something we can do some further research into, especially after some of the comments you guys have left on the previous video. I will leave a link to the previous video on the end of this one. So thank you for watching, guys. We'll speak to you again soon. Take care.
I'm like para peeps.
Hi guys, it's Jared from Paranormal Now. I hope you like the channel and hope you like the content. If you do, check out some of the other videos on screen now and click the button below to subscribe to the channel. Hope to see you soon. Take care of yourselves.